Hello friends, welcome to JavaFx GUI tutorial. In this video we are going to look at checkbox. So when we are learning about checkbox, we will learn about normal as well as tri-state checkboxes. JavaFX supports two types of checkbox controls. So the types are normal checkbox control and tri-state. So in normal checkbox, the normal checkbox control can be set with two states. So the states are checked as well as unchecked. In a tri-state checkbox control, it can be set in three states. So the states are checked, unchecked, just like normal checkbox, with one more state called undefined. So it's between checked and unchecked. So this is kind of yes or no type of answer. Undefined means it's not yes, it's not no also. So here if you see, this is the checked state. The first one, checked state, unchecked, 2, and undefined state will be specified as a hyphen. So there may be many examples you can find that goes with the three-state checkbox. A checkbox by default will be in normal state. Normal state means the normal state will support checked as well as unchecked. The method set allow indeterminate converts the normal checkbox into tri-state checkbox. When user clicks the checkbox, it will raise an action event, just like how radio button worked previously. The same way you can tackle with checkbox also. We can use isSelected method to say the check state is selected or unselected. So that's the method isSelected. So you can make a call to isSelected, and that will tell whether the checkbox is in selected state or in unselected state. So if it is true means selected, false means unselected. So holds good for normal checkbox. What happens if we use tri-state checkbox? With the is selected, we can only confirm that whether a particular checkbox is in selected state or not. So if it is not in selected state, it can be either in unchecked state or in undefined state. So the time you have to use one more method called is indeterminate. So indeterminate tells whether it's in neutral state or not. So first you will make sure whether it is in selected state or not. After that you will decide whether it's in unchecked or neutral state by making call to this indeterminate. So here if you see, we create a flow pan, we set border, horizontal and vertical gap, then we retrieve the children from the flow pan. Next we create a scene out of this flow pan and we give it to the primary stage. Then we create a hatchbox control. We already learned this hatchbox control, and from this hatchbox we retrieve the children and we name that as a hatchbox 1 nodes. Then we create insert padding, and then we create one more hatchbox and we get children and we set padding for the second hatchbox also. So we use same border for both hatchbox. So we have two set of hatchbox now, and there is one flow pan. here we are creating a two-state checkbox. So before that we have a label, and the label is sex. Then to the checkbox we give caption as mail. So this is our first checkbox, and caption for that is mail. So it will be like this. The checkbox will be in the front or back, so at present I am keeping it here. So user can either check or uncheck it. Then to HBox1 nodes, if you see, we are adding the label. Then we are adding our CheckBox control, which we created here. After adding these node collection, this is HBox, right? HBox now contains two component, 1 and 2. One is label, 2 is checkbox. Then it is added to the flow pan control. So this is our stage which is maintained by the flow pan control. Now flow pan control contains this first HBox. Next, if you see, we create our second checkbox, and caption we are giving it as agree. Then we set selected as true. That means the checkbox will be in ticked state or in selected state. After that we make call to set hello indeterminate, and we pass true. So this will make the two-state checkbox into tri-state. After that, for HBox2, here we already created a HBox, right? So for the HBox2 nodes, we are adding our checkbox2. Then to fpan control, we are adding our second HBox. And if you see, this contains only one node, the second HBox. And to the flow pan, we are adding the second HBox, which contains a single node. After that, we handle set on action only for this second checkbox. Once again, we are using the lambda expression based event handling, set on action event. So this one you can pass any parameter name you want. This is parameter name, not type. So event, EVE, whatever you want to pass, you can pass. Inside, if you want to use this parameter, you can use it. Here, if you see CHK2, that is what raising the event, and here inside I am using the same CHK2 and I am checking is selected. So if it returns true, I can say I am setting the text as agree. So if checkbox is not in selected state, then here we are making call to is indeterminate. So if it returns true, I am setting the label as neutral, and if it is not in these two category, then it's in unselected state. So I'm setting the caption as disagree. So here, if you see, I'm using the TriState checkbox and handling the action event on that. So the same way you can handle for check one also. Since it's not a tri-state, we will be getting, if you use only this is selected method, that's sufficient. Is selected with the if and else condition. You can say whether it is male or female. Alright, finally we set name to our stage and we show the stage to the user. Now it's demo time. We will go ahead and implement the code change. So now we will close our previous example, radio button. I'll copy this and do a refactor paste. Refactor copy on the paste option. Here we will name it as 12. So here is our example. We will remove the content from our previous video, and we will remove all unused imports. So here if you see, we create a flow pan, then we create two horizontal hatch boxes, and we set padding and other stuff. So we saw these already in our previous examples, so I will quickly import all the required packages. So here we imported all the required packages. So as already explained in the slide, here if you see, we create our first checkbox. So first checkbox, before displaying the checkbox, we are creating a label, and the label is SX. After that, we are creating the second checkbox, and so here we set caption for the second checkbox, and we set caption as male. Then we already retrieved first hatchbox children, and we are adding the label as well as a checkbox to the previously created hatchbox. Then we are adding this hatchbox to the flow pan control. So this will act as a two-state checkbox, and here if you see, we added a second checkbox and we set it as selected, and we made it as a TriState checkbox by making call to the function setHello indeterminate. Here if you see, we are handling the click event on the checkbox, and we are making use of the function isSelected is indeterminate to tell in what state the checkbox is. Here, instead of telling in what state the checkbox is, we are just changing the label caption. By default, we kept agree, and if you see the state, we are setting it as a selected. When the checkbox goes into unselected state, we will call it as a disagree, and if it is in indeterminate state, we call it as a neutral. Finally, we will set title for our stage. Here we will rebuild the project, and I will run the specific file. Here if you see the first checkbox that comes with the label, here we first display sex as label, then we are displaying the checkbox. So these two together packed inside a hatchbox, and next comes one more hatchbox. The first hatchbox contains two node, second hatchbox contains single node, and the stage contains two node. One is first hatchbox, second one is the second hatchbox, right? So that's how the hierarchy is. Stage contains a scene, scene contains a flow pan contains two hatchbox, one hatchbox contains only one node, the first hatchbox contains two node, one is label and another one is checkbox. Alright, so this is a two-state checkbox or normal checkbox. So sex is male. When it is unchecked, we can infer that sex is female or sex is male. So here there is some kind of survey. So the survey goes with a 3-state button: agree, disagree, neutral. So this is a tri-state checkbox. If you see, there are 3 states. This is checked state, unchecked state, disagree. Here we are changing the label, and here we are setting it as neutral. This is the indeterminate state. That's all here in this example. Thank you for watching. Bye.